This is Peter Haddon, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about the Top Achievers coaching and mentoring program that I conduct and have been doing so for the past 33 years with now well-proven results. The objective of the program is to help the best get even better, and that implies that it is aimed at people who are already successful. We are aiming the program at top achievers, those who are either highly successful at the moment and want to go to even further heights of achievement, or those who have the right mindset and are prepared to implement the principles and techniques which are covered in order to gain exponential growth in their lives. Now, the model is a very simple one. The Top Achievers model that I've developed, and have been doing this for the past 33 years. Please don't be taken in by the simplicity. Because it's a very simple model, it doesn't mean that it isn't effective. In fact, I've found that the most effective principles and techniques in this world are the simple ones when applied correctly. Now, my model is very simple in the sense that it starts with identifying your purpose in life. What is your purpose in life? Why are you here? Why do you exist? If we've got a clear idea of why we're on this planet and what we would like to achieve before we leave, then that sets up the direction in which we need to head. And having established our purpose, we would now look at how we would like to live our lives in pursuing that purpose. And that's where the core values come into play. So those are the first two steps, if you like, in our coaching program. We establish the purpose, and then we identify your core values. Then, in order to ensure you have a balanced life, we invite you to identify the four major roles that you're playing in your life at the moment. And for each one of those four roles, we will help you to identify the 3-year vision of what you would like to be, do, or have for each one of those four roles. Once we have the 3-year vision in place, we would then break that down into 1-year goals and 90-day sub-goals. Those 90-day sub-goals form the basis of our plans of action. Now, that does suggest that we are planning for 90-day goals, not for 1 year, not for 3 years, or even longer. And I've found that in the 33 years that I've been doing this, there has been no need to plan for longer than a 90-day period. Of course, there are certain chief executives that I have on board, particularly those who are employed by American parent companies, who have to have 5-year plans. Now, if that is your situation, then we would obviously work within that. However, I would suggest that although we may be broadly planning for a 5 or 7-year period even, we would have the detailed planning around the 90 days. There's a good reason for that, because I believe 90 days is sufficiently long for you to be consistently motivated towards that goal, but not too long to diffuse your focus. So 90-day goals I've found to be extremely effective, and we would break those 90-day goals down even further into monthly and weekly objectives, and from the weekly objectives we would transfer those into daily tasks. And those tasks we would look at in terms of your key activities. What are the crucial few of high value or high revenue generating activities that you should be performing on a regular basis? And usually we find that we can break it into 5 key activities. And we then want to blend, if that's the right phrase, your strengths. Your dominant strengths, we would want to engage fully with those 5 key activities and help you to create success habits around that package. Now we would then apply those success habits to our goals. And that's where the content of the program comes into play. We have 12 modules which are delivered at intervals to suit your particular circumstances. Generally speaking, the program lasts about a year, sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little less, dependent on your circumstances. And the topics that we cover vary considerably, from creating a winning mindset, to effective goal setting, to the using of effective time management techniques, to building emotional commitment towards your goals. That's a very important module. You know, I think that the majority of people have the necessary abilities, the skills, the knowledge, the experience, if you like, to achieve their goals. But most of them, and I'm talking about 90% plus of them, do not use their abilities to the full because they lack the emotional commitment. Now, emotional commitment, in my definition, is desire, belief, and those two together will help you to develop the focused action that is necessary, which is about the success habits that I was speaking about a moment ago. Now, having developed the emotional commitment, we then want to ensure that we have a consistently positive attitude towards what we're doing in life. Now, I'm not one of those who gets hung up on this positive attitude credo and looking at things through rose-colored glasses. I think actually positive thinking in that context can actually be detrimental to your progress. I believe positive thinking without positive doing is a recipe for frustration and for failure. So I would prefer to see positive thinking as a prelude to positive doing. And I have a 6-stage success process that we take everybody through on the program, which takes you from the initiating cause, which is your thinking, through your beliefs, through your attitude, through your feelings, through your actions, into the results, which again feed back into your thinking process. So it's a fairly simple 6-stage personal success model that we follow. Obviously, we have business strategies involved there as well. I've spoken already about cultivating success habits. These would be in both the business and the personal areas of your life. And we look at your marketing strategies and tactics. You know, there are really 6 elements of your business. There's marketing, there's sales, there's client relationship management, there's financial management, there's operational management, and there's your support team management. Outside of, you could add a 7th if you like, which would be your own personal development. I like to see that as a separate entity. On this program that you might be interested in coming onto, we look at 2 basic areas. The first is your personal development program, and the second is your business growth plan. Now, the one without the other won't work that well. Certainly your business growth plan will never come to fruition if you don't have a personal development program. Now, lots of my clients will testify to the fact that I tell them all the time, if you want to grow your business exponentially, work on you first. And so we spend a lot of time looking at what makes you tick. Why are you who you are? Why do you want to be where you've said you'd like to be? And what does that entail? Your self-image, your collection of beliefs. I guess I've found in the many years that I've been running these coaching programs all over the world, if there is one common factor amongst most of the top achievers that I've encountered, it is that when they plateau, when they reach this kind of ceiling beyond which they find it difficult to break through, it is usually because they are holding on to one or more limiting beliefs that do not align with their goals. if you have this kind of conscious and subconscious mismatch, then your subconscious mind is so much more powerful than your conscious mind. In fact, Dr. Bruce Lipton has given testimony to this in his book, The Biology of Beliefs, and he states that the subconscious mind is 1,000,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind at processing information. So you can understand that wherever the conscious and the subconscious minds are in conflict with each other, if they disagree with each other in some way, you know who's going to win, the subconscious mind every time. We need to take account of that and therefore start conditioning our subconscious mind so that our subconscious beliefs are in alignment with our conscious goals. Now, the 12 modules that I've said, we get into marketing and sales strategies, we get into building your support team, we look at creating an effective business system, we're talking about client relationship management a lot of the time, and we have these business growth strategies that help you to exponentially grow your business. Now, every one of all the people in this world, I would say, is capable of incremental growth. And these days, and since 2008, I guess, we've had this hanging over us all the time with the economic vacuum that's happening around the world, that we don't believe that anything more than incremental growth is possible in these times. Well, quite frankly, that's a load of nonsense. And in fact, the majority of my clients will have found that they benefit even more in tough times because there's less competition. The other people out there, the majority of the people out there, are battening down the hatches and they're waiting for this economic tsunami to pass over. And I'm suggesting that there are many, many opportunities out there which most people are not looking for. But you, as being tuned in to growth and to exponential growth, will come across them, especially when you start understanding how powerful your subconscious mind is and that you're doing something every day to actually maximize that. So that's the structure of the program. We help you to develop these success habits by engaging your strengths, once we've identified them, onto your key activities. Once we've identified those as well, we get that matched together and then we help you to develop these success habits, which in turn will stand you in good stead. It'll be like automatic behavior. The structure of the program involves the 12 one-to-one focus meetings of 2 hours duration each. That's where I will be personally coaching you, and the duration of that program will vary dependent on the intervals between those focus meetings. So we have 12 of those. We have telephone follow-ups. We have, after we've established the action plans, we have weekly evaluations of activities and results. I'm pretty strong on the accountability side. I've found that where you've got a very tight accountability process or accountability partner in place, where you've got this kind of sounding board every week to monitor your progress, it works exceptionally well. Now, in addition to the email weekly evaluations, you have access to me via telephone or email for as long as the program lasts. And as I've said, it could be a little under a year or it could be a little more than a year, and that is very much dependent on your particular circumstances. We would work that out together. Now, finally, I just want to say that you coming onto a program like this has absolutely no risk involved on your side. And by that I mean that your investment is entirely covered by my money-back guarantee, which basically states that if you haven't, after applying the principles and techniques that we'll be covering on this program, if you haven't achieved at least a 25% improvement in your productivity within 3 months of completing the program, then you will be entitled to a full money-back guarantee. I don't think I can be fairer than that. Please visit my website and have a look at some of the testimonials of people who've been through the program. If you need to, then give me a ring. We can have a no obligation meeting to set this up. But if you are serious about maximizing your potential, and I am genuinely talking about exponential growth, I am not talking about incremental growth. That's a piece of cake. Anyone can get that. I'm talking about exponential growth. I'm talking about you being serious about maximizing your effectiveness in all areas of your lives. So it's over to you. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any queries, then please get back to me. Thank you.